Hey everyone, this is Martin, and Shelley will be along in a few minutes. And we've got a potential problem developing right now. This is January 2nd. We're in southwest Missouri, and in a couple of days, they are predicting a potential ice storm down here. And so we are in a very cold bunch of weather coming in. So I've got this couple of trees here. There's that one and this one. This one's really a big one. And this big one, it was partially dead when we moved down here about 3 years ago, and it's since died all the way. And so I've been looking at it thinking I need to move some stuff around here so I can cut it down and get it down so it's not dropping limbs or falling on anything. And the trouble is that it's leaning in a direction that wouldn't be a problem if gravity took it down. The trouble is there's limbs up there that if ice builds up on them and they break off, they'd fall right on top of my cargo trailer. Yes, I could move my cargo trailer, but this is a perfect excuse to go ahead, and it took me forever to get it set right there, and I don't want to do that again. So this is a perfect excuse to get these two trees out of here. And that one has got to come down to get out of the way before that one can come down. So that's the challenge of the day, is getting these two trees down on the ground. We're going to have to move some equipment, some things out of the way so it doesn't do any damage when they come down. So hang with us. We're getting ready to cut some trees, some big trees. All right, I'm going to go over my theory of chainsaws one more time for all of you that have never heard it. Okay, everybody needs at least 2 chainsaws, but 3 or more is better. Unless you live in an apartment, then maybe you could get by with just 1. All right, now after you've heard my theory of chainsaws, you understand why we've got a number of them down here. And today we're going to have to be using the big one. I mean, this is a massive saw. I think it's got like a 32-inch or 36-inch bar on it, and we're going to need it to get through these 2 big trees back here. And normally, I mean, we use this maybe 10% of the time of the cutting that we do down here, but every now and then you need what you need, and this one is the one that we're going to need for today. And I'm going to mix up some fuel for it, and then we're going to get started. One of the reasons I like steel chainsaws is this goes back way to like 40 years ago when I bought my first one. And we were always having problems with our little cheap saws that were, the oilers were getting trashed out on them. And when I went to look at the steel one, that was one of the things I asked the dealer specifically, was how the oilers held up. And they're gear-driven oilers, so you don't have any manual overrides on them or anything like that, which is good. It's almost like an automotive oil pump. But the cool thing is that when you put gas in, you put oil in, then you need to fill them both up. Every time you need to fill up with gas, you need to fill up with oil too. And they're designed to run out of gas before they run out of oil, so you don't really have to end up worrying about, are you going to run out of oil? So and another little good trick. I learned this from, I think the Girl in the Woods video, Brooke Whipple. And she was using a chainsaw, and instead of pulling the top off, like I've always done, she just poked a hole with a screwdriver. It's a lot easier to control it when you're filling a saw. So, thank you, Brooke. If if you're not familiar with running chainsaws, they've got these oil and gas mix oil containers pretty much pre-measured out for 1 gallon of gas or 2 gallons of gas, depending on your size of your gas tank. So this is the 1 gallon size, so makes it really, really easy. And you may notice also that I've got an old-fashioned pour spout versus this new stuff that just makes me crazy, because if you watch, I can pour this without spilling a drop. Whenever I use these safety spouts, I end up with gas everywhere. So here we go, because you can't just pour. See there, gas everywhere. All right. When the government says they're here to help you by keeping you safe, don't believe them. Won't be able to go near a bonfire now for a week. All right, I've looked at this thing 20 different times from 15 different angles to see which way it's leaning. And it's hard to say in the camera, but I think it's leaning to that direction pretty significantly.
I want you to be able to save that dogwood over there. Do you think you can save the dogwoods?
Save the dogwood. Now, where have I heard that before? Save the dog. Well, I don't know. Let's go look. Okay, this is a dogwood, and that little one there is a dogwood. You want to know? This is so cheesy. You want to know how you can tell a dogwood tree?
I don't know.
By its bark.
Oh!
Come here. I'll show you. See this bark? I mean, it's very distinctive. It's kind of like got small little, I don't know what you'd call them, bark platelets or whatever. Here's another one. Come up, take a closer look at that bark. They're small. I don't know how else to describe it. Like if you look at an oak tree, they all run very vertical. That's an oak tree there. The actual lean of the tree is coming, to me, I think, coming straight this way. And anything that is going one way or the other, I think I can force it this way with a wedge. But if that's the case, I mean, I could miss those two dogwood trees, hopefully. Can't guarantee it, but I think there's a pretty good chance. Here, look up at it. There's one dogwood tree right there, and then another one over there.
Yeah, I think you might be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to add one element of insurance to this project. Put some cables on it through a snatch block and hooked up to the tractor.
Martin, you got to be a big tree hugger. Okay.
This was about halfway up the tree. You can see how little of it was left. Well, that almost went according to plan. We were maybe 3 to 5 degrees off on the direction it fell, but it went close enough to the right direction. Now we're gonna cut it all up, burn it in the fireplace. So here's what was up inside of there. Ew! That's ugly. That's nasty. It's like Jello. Yeah. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.